welcome back. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast. Got my man Brandon Trusso.
What's up?
Fresh out of New York. Been here for 24 hours, awake for all of it. No cocaine this time.
Yeah.
All right, 7 years, 8 years, how long has it been?
9 years, July 12th.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations. A lot of sober people in LA. You're in the right spot.
I
feel like New York, they still do the fucking...
It's the trend.
Do the thing. Is it trending in New York now?
It's annoying that it's trendy.
In comedy especially.
Yeah, man. It's like, after you put all this work in and change your life, and then you get these people like, oh, yeah, I've been sober for 2 months. And it's like, yo, you got to start somewhere, but shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
I didn't really think about it from that. I think about it from the perspective of a guy who still likes to drink and have a good time. It's like, am I the last comic standing that fucking drinks? Yeah,
Definitely not.
I know, but I never thought from from a long-term sober person's perspective, like, oh, now they're all glomming onto my shit.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 9 years. You're fucking limping in 2 months. 2 months in.
I see some people though. It's like it's funny because I remember when I first became sober. It's like I wore it like a badge of honor. You were it probably annoyed some people too.
Well, whatever it took to keep.
But whatever takes the accountability.
The fuck, yeah.
So I look back and I see those people and it's like, hey, that's great. You see these people trying to better their lives and stuff like that. But they're still like. I mean, everybody's situation is different, but I was into hard stuff and I had to.
Now,
give up.
was it like the drinking led to drugs, led to other behavior, or was it like one particular thing that
I think it was
doing heroin?
It was lifestyle that led to the more drinking that led to the more drugs. Then the drugs just became the hard thing to maintain, not getting sick. And I was like, yo, that's when I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were doing them to the point where if you stopped, you felt ill.
Exactly.
So
I was like,
choice?
My drug of choice was opiates, like heroin, opiates, like heroin, pills, oxys.
Those
all
I feel
that
like
shit.
are the most dangerous, man.
So dangerous.
I've said it before. I've made jokes about it on fucking Twitter. It's like I'll do drugs with a complete stranger before I take pills from my doctor.
Yeah.
Because I feel like those pills.
Same shit.
I mean, think about it, dude. Pfizer, Merck, they got billions of dollars at their disposal to make perfect drugs and then sell them to you legally.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to be the most addictive thing on earth.
For more money.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Dude.
That the government subsidizes. Of course they're going to be the most addictive thing on planet Earth.
And then when I started to venture into heroin, everyone's like, oh my God, did you shoot it? I was like, no, I didn't. I would have eventually, but I was snorting it. But it's the thing people don't understand is a lot of people don't understand is that heroin and even the lowest Vicodin, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just generic, it's the generic form of it. Oxys are just
add
stronger
an extra
versions.
salt or something.
Yeah,
Call it something else. Yeah.
It's wild. So I started venturing into that because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
And then I missed the fentanyl craze.
That's where it got deadly.
By literally a year.
You got lucky. You
I know
fucking
shit,
dead,
bro.
dude.
Blessed, man.
And that's the thing I say about these prescription drugs. Your doctor doesn't care if he kills you because he has insurance.
Exactly.
Your drug dealer, sure as shit, does not. He loses a customer. Every dead customer is not a paying customer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in a weird way, these synthetic opioids and fucking Adderall, which is basically just cocaine that they're giving to children.
Yeah.
It's worse for you.
Poor man's cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
They call it.
Exactly. Dude, you know how many fucking bankers I knew, on Wall Street, who only did cocaine when they ran out of Adderall? Say heroin, dude. Same thing.
Yeah, the cocaine lost its appeal to me. When I started doing I was mixing it.
Oh, God.
But when I started,
Speedball?
when I was with cocaine, I used to give me anxiety at the end.
Oh yeah.
I would get the high anxiety, and I'd I don't want to.
Paranoia.
Yeah, and just it was it wasn't a good feeling anymore. Yeah. And then drinking, I started to cut back on the drinking, and because I was working a day job, I had a career. I worked for Porsche, and I worked for them for a while. So then that's when my opiate usage increased because I wasn't partying as much because I had to get up early.
Yeah, you
so I was
go home at night and hit it.
Yeah, so I was maintaining throughout the day, but it wasn't partying anymore. I was maintaining, not being sick.
That's when you know it's fucking time, dude. When it's not fun anymore. I feel like Bill Maher had a great joke about that, specifically about cocaine. This is fucking years ago. He was he's like, I stopped doing cocaine because if I wanted to be paranoid all day, I get a day job.
Yeah, dude. For real. Dude, that's no joke. That's legit life, man. What was that Bill Cosby joke? Why do cocaine?
Say no when she's asleep.
No, that one. Yeah. He's like, why do you want to do cocaine? Because it intensifies your personality. He's like, well, what if you're an asshole? It's yeah, man. Dude, the drug life. I mean, I hang out with people still that. You're always around it.
Yeah.
You
Does
know?
that ever make you worried? Like you see friends of yours like, hey man, you ever like step in like, hey, it seemed like you're having fun a year ago. Now it's looking a little dark, man. You might want to reevaluate.
What do I see friends like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see them sometimes and I'm like, shit, man, you're in it. You know, I know a lot of people that are like in it, and I'm like, I used to want to be like Superman, like help people, like, you know what I mean?
You can't, dude.
It's too much pressure, too much stress.
Well, I mean, look, nothing sticks unless the person wants it, right? I mean, like your sobriety stuck because you sought it out,
exactly,
right?
Yeah,
like, you know, people don't get out of a bad marriage until they're fed up.
Yeah,
no matter
man.
what your friends say, right? You'll stick with a shitty job until you get exhausted with it.
Yeah, I get people
Personal
that reach
decision.
out and they'll always ask me like, hey, like, you know, how did you? And I see like you've been this for this long. It's inspirational, and like. And then, you know, like tell them, main thing I tell them is like, yeah, if you want to get help, man, the first thing to do is call someone, try and get into a program, and just start doing that religiously.
Is that how you started 12-stepping?
Well, no, I started because I got arrested.
But I'm saying, did you go into a program?
So I was in like an inpatient rehab thing, court ordered.
Okay.
And I did that for a year. And I've tripped up twice in there. And she was like, if you fuck up again, I'm sending you.
Parole officer, yeah.
I'm sending you to inpatient. And that was like right around the holidays. That kind of, that straightened me out.
Yeah.
For like, that was in 2013. And then I straightened out for a little while. And then I kind of was just like still drinking and partying drinking and partying here and there. And I was like, I got this under control. And then like I relapsed again in 2014.
Okay, and that was the last time you relapsed?
That was the last time, yeah. And then like that was like, but because that was like,
yeah.
You feel like you let everybody down kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I got to fucking straighten this out. I don't want to do that no more. And then I took it seriously, but I never did. I did AA, like you kind of go because you had to.
Yeah.
I never took to it though. I did NA. NA, it was just like, I mean, I'm a religiously conscious person, but I'm not like overly religious. So it was kind of it was like a bunch of people telling like, for me, it was a bunch of people telling like war stories and like stuff like that. And I was just kind of like felt out of place there. But I met like a therapist that I saw one-on-one for. Okay. I still see him.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That worked for me.
Because that's the thing about AA, like there is the religious aspect to it. And you can find, certain meetings where it's less so. Because I've obviously have multiple friends who've been through different programs.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious as to why there's not like a non-denominational one that doesn't bring that.
There is.
A lot of the shit they say in there, if you just remove God, it still makes sense.
Like
the sayings all make sense without putting the three-letter word in it.
There is. I just can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, there must be.
But there's the AA ones are more
Yeah.
recognizable. Yeah. Like there's so many of them.
Yeah, and dude, I especially coming out of college, I was the binge drinking thing and that kind of
Yeah.
And a good buddy of mine got clean and sober shortly afterward, and I was like there for his rock bottom, didn't even know it.
Yeah,
we were just hanging together. Apparently, like after we hung out, he like went off for like, and his bender kept on going for another 72 hours. And I went to bed, went to work on Monday.
Oh,
and
Jesus!
And I was like, man, dude, do you think I have a problem? He's like, no, man. He's like, you showed up to work on Monday.
Yeah.
I was like, I called out for the week.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll see you at dinner. You'll have one beer. And that's it,
Yeah.
So like I always wonder, like, man, I have a fucking problem. But they're like, dude, if you had a problem, you would know it. You start hiding it from people.
Exactly.
You'd be ashamed of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing. Like, I tell people, if you have a problem, if you have a problem, it's something that's like really like kind of weighing your whole life down. Like it's something that you just know is like not easy. You can't get rid of it. It's there's functional like alcoholics and functional drug. That's the one thing I had to realize is like meeting people in my life. Like I was like, not everyone's an addict.
No.
You know what I mean? Like people can use drugs recreationally. They can fuck
That's
recreationally.
what DARE doesn't tell you. So
yeah.
A lot of people try the drugs and don't become addicts.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember
casual users of drugs. Like,
in those DARE meetings in school, I was like, I'm going to fucking do all this stuff a lot. Yeah. I dare you to stop me. That's how I was.
Sounds dope, dude.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I just took that. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I like that lifestyle of like, that's what you said. Like, what led for you is like the lifestyle, man. Like, I was a young 18-year-old kid bartending at these hottest. I'm from Buffalo, New York originally. So I was like bartending in these hot places. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the girls and like Buffalo's a small community.
Liquor's there for you, free on tap.
Right. And then when I started doing comedy, I was like, yo, like, ceilings low here.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
fucking, promoters and bookers expect you to have a problem. Expect you to be a fuck up.
Yeah. And it was
just like, oh, he only drinks? What a good one.
Yeah.
Like book him twice.
And it was just a fun life, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know people that like live that lifestyle like I did. They live dangerously, they live fast, and then they like, it was like boom, they got out of it, no problem, because not everyone's an addict.
Yeah.
But me, I was like gripped by it, bro. Because I would, when you use like that and you start using to like avoid life, that's when the problem's there.
That's true.
And then you got to learn to fucking live the life without the shit.
That's true.
And that's where the fucking therapy and all that stuff comes in.
Yeah, I've said it before on the podcast. I'm a big advocate of therapy. People wouldn't think, fucking tough guy from New York. I went after I got out of my long-term relationship with my ex-wife, my fiance, whatever. Just was like, it's like fucking, I'm gonna get my teeth cleaned and whitened. I'm gonna, get my fucking physical done, and I'm gonna go see a therapist. I'm gonna go through the whole
the whole thing, man. New person.
Was worth it. It was, I mean, because your mind's an organ, right? You get your fucking heart checked.
Yeah.
Right. You get your fucking ass. Now that we're 40-something years old, you get your asshole checked. Why wouldn't I get my brain checked?
Bro. And they always say,
am I thinking about this right?
Yeah, the tough guy mentality. You don't talk, you push it down, and it's like you gotta don't talk, and like, we're fucking talking in front of cameras right now.
For a living, I'm telling people my deepest darkest is to make them laugh at my pain.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, get on stage and fucking tell jokes, and we're basically clowns.
Yeah, exactly. Clowns without the makeup, revealing our personal identities on that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely a weird industry that we picked.
What got you into it?
Comedy?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean, you started up in Buffalo. Or did you start back in New York?
I started in Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived in Los Angeles. I lived here for 2 years, year and 8 months, and then I didn't really do much comedy when I was here. Like here and there, but I was partying my balls off when I was here, anyways. But like when I got back to Buffalo scene wasn't really big then. It was very.
That's what I'm curious.
Yeah, it was small. Like there was a lot of open mics. Helium wasn't even around yet. And we had like I look back, man, there was a great talent pool of comics back in Buffalo then. Yeah. And we all I started with my bartending life, like going to just bars, like let's produce.
You make your own bar shows.
Right. Yeah. We made our own bar shows. But there was a place called Nietzsche's, which was on Allen Street in Buffalo, New York. And it was like a really like, there was a lady there that her name was Kristen. She ran open mics there, and we treated them like shows. Like I would always invite people to come to the show. And then we just comics branched off, started producing their own bar shows. And then I kind of took it to the main places that like were popping around there, and started doing them like once every other month because the smaller.
Yeah.
So we did them like once every other month, and then like did that. And then I started like just, then Helium opened. And then we were all just getting our feet in the door there. Then I started opening for people in like 2014, featuring.
Nice. When did you move down to New York?
I moved to New York in 2018.
Okay.
And then I started doing it there, and then obviously the pandemic hit. But I stayed for the pandemic, so like that helped me out a lot.
I moved out here right before the pandemic.
Yeah. So that helped me out because I was like I had my foot in the door at the Pear, and then just kind of just niched this little business out for myself there with ticket sales and stage time, and still grinding, hustling, doing that.
Dude, I was saying, like, I don't know if we caught this when we started the show, but that room, I did that room the first time. I must have been in comedy 8 months, 9 months at most. It was like the summer of 2018.
Yeah.
I started like the end of 2017. And I mean, it was a fucking ghost town.
Yeah.
And then the next time I did it was
when you were there.
For you, like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago.
That was that was a year and a half ago.
And fucking wall to wall people. I was like, this is incredible.
Bro,
I mean, just a little kill box. That place is awesome.
Yeah, it's an 82 person room. I think we could get crazy. We could fit 85 in there.
Yeah, but but it's set up perfect. The fucking stage is this big.
Yep.
The ceiling's this low.
It's New York comedy,
You're
man.
in it, dude.
You're in it. It's right on McDougal Street. Yeah. It's right in the heart of the comedy city or comedy town. It's, you got the Cellar, you got the Village Underground, Fat Black Pussycat, you got us. You got Greenwich Village Comedy Club. You got the Comedy Shop around the corner. I mean, like, people walk by and like then we're on the street. We're selling tickets, old school, grabbing people off the street. Come on in, and I even say this to this day. I'm like, how the fuck are these tourists coming in giving you money on the street? It's like. Because you think of these people from all over the world, and they're like, I'm going to give this because I know if I was, before I was in New York City, I wouldn't give anybody money on the street. That's what they say. Don't talk to anybody. Look straight ahead. Yeah. And it's like we're people are coming in.
Suckers born every minute, dude.
But
but if you give them a good time, I mean, tickets ain't that expensive. You show up,
I tell everybody
$10, you fucking have a good time for an hour and a half.
As long as I've been doing it, I think maybe once or twice tops, I've heard somebody be like, I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah.
people are always like, that was great. It's like, yo, the lineups are good.
Yeah.
You know, you're in the middle of the comedy town. It's what you're down. That's what's down here. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing New York comedy. It's great.
And barking works in New York because there's actually fucking foot traffic. You try that shit out here, you're gonna be screaming at homeless people for 3 hours.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know if you've driven around in the last 24 hours.
Hey, we're doing a show in this tent pitched up around the corner over here.
Dude, during the pandemic, I did a show for homeless people in Venice Beach.
Bro, hey, gotta live.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
And what's crazy is that like the homeless people out here, I like to compare them back east because I feel like the homeless people back east in fucking New York are like for real homeless people.
They're legit.
Like they're fucking. They're out. They're surviving out there.
They're
I don't see a
hardcore.
cell phone in anyone's hand.
No.
There's no
Cell
tents.
phone.
I don't see any fucking tents. They're just freezing in the street.
That's it, bro.
Lining their pants in holes with fucking newspaper.
If you don't have hypothermia, you're not a homeless person.
I saw a clean shaven homeless person in LA. I'm like, you fucking jerk off.
He's got
you fucking asshole.
He's got an iPhone 6.
He's posting on Instagram trying to get likes. What a cocksucker.
Yeah, no, like the homeless people in New York, man. It's funny because we always, I'm out on the streets,
all the time.
3-4 days a week, and I see them, and it's funny because like you see the same people, and I remember saying one time, I'm like, man, we need new free agents down here, man. I'm sick of these guys.
Well, that's the thing. The homeless in New York become part of the community.
Yeah.
Like the guy who panhandles on that corner, that's his corner.
You know,
and if like someone shows up, like, hey man, this ain't your corner.
Bro, that's
we should be able to trade in the off season after Thanksgiving and Christmas. Sometime in February, we should be able to.
I agree.
Yep.
But you know what though? That happened. So I got what I prayed for, and I was like, fuck man, we need the old guys back. These new ones suck. The new ones were way worse, dude. They smelled worse.
Yeah, get Trash Can Willie back.
Yeah,
Where the fuck
dude.
is he?
They smelled worse. Dude, some of them are just when you're in the middle of talking to somebody about a show and you're telling them the lineups and stuff like that, and they come over and especially in the summer, and they're like, yo, you gotta die. Everyone's got their money out. You can't.
Yeah, you're trying to sell a ticket and they're fucking, hey, they're making change. Like, you got any money? Nah, man, I can't help you.
You turn around, you got
while he watch you peel off change for 20.
And you turn, he's got some fucking bleeding face warlock in your face. You're like, all right, dude, come on. I'm shuffling the people inside. I'm like, hey, I'm like, he's fine.
Those tourists are getting the real New York experience. They're getting sold something on the street while a homeless person tries to jack the rest of the change.
Yeah, I'm like, welcome to New York, guys. Enjoy inside. That's just the experience, man.
What's the how many? Because this is a thing in Boston. I'm sure it must have been a thing in New York. Yeah, I'm sure you did doing the open mics when you first got down in New York.
Yeah.
On average, how many homeless people were at the open mic? Signed up for the open mic? Because in Boston, it's probably 2 to 3 a night.
Really?
Oh, dude, because I mean, some of these shows, some of them ran from like 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. These open mics.
Jeez.
And they'd be in Cambridge and they're panhandling around Harvard Square or whatever. And
I never noticed the homeless people.
And I won't say like probably one homeless, but two of them like halfway house, like in and out kind of people.
Yeah, I see. When I first moved to New York, we were doing a lot of open mics in Queens.
My home borough.
So yeah, there wasn't too many.
Yeah, they don't have that kind of.
Yeah, they're open mics.
There's not like foot traffic on the Panhandle making any money.
They were clean.
They all hop the subway, get into Manhattan.
But when I come down to the pair, and I'm getting ready for shows at night, and because usually there's the 6 o'clock going on, but sometimes if there's not a 6 o'clock show, they're running the mic before.
Yeah, and
I'll walk in there to like just kind of. And I'll see someone on stage. I'm like, what the fuck? Who told this guy he was funny? And I'm listening. And granted, don't get me wrong, they're not set up for success. Mike's, bro. There's nobody in there. But I'm listening. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what is it? There's no angle of comedic writing.
They're just talking to get warmth,
right?
They stay out of the cold,
yeah,
and maybe get a free drink from the bar. That's what they're hanging around for.
Dude, coming here from Buffalo and going back into the mic scene was humbling.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's the thing. Whenever you move, you just start over again in this business.
Yeah.
Like all the fucking heat you had in whatever town you left.
Yeah.
Means
gone.
Fucking nothing.
Doesn't mean
when
shit.
You show up somewhere else.
No.
You gotta start all over again.
Yeah.
But I do think it's worthwhile though. I mean, like, because
it makes you better.
Yeah. No, but it makes you better. But also, I feel like starting in a town like LA or New York, like the hill you got to climb is so much bigger, and there's so many more eyeballs on you, and so much less quality stage time.
Yeah.
That I feel like, as I started in Boston, started in Buffalo, right? You get some legs under you, so you have some material.
Sure.
When you show up somewhere.
Yeah.
Here in LA, dude, if you start here in LA, you have to pay to go to the open mics. You pay $5. It's 10 other fucking comics who are not listening to you. They're writing their own books.
Yeah, they don't care.
You're up there eating your dick, and of course, comics, one, don't laugh at anything, typically.
No, never.
Two, if they make them laugh, it won't work in a real paid show because paying crowds don't want to hear what makes comics laugh because comics are perverted and weird, fucked in the head. And then you're out of your pocket with it, where I just, would sign up and wait, and I'd actually ride my bike around Boston because Boston's flat town, it's small. So I had a bike, I'd ride it around, I'd just sign up on all the lists and then go back to the first one and do my spot and then go back around.
Yeah, because they put you at the end.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. I mean, it's the life though. You came, we would go to these shows or go to these open mics. You would sign up. They would do bucket drop, and then they would, they would pepper the bucket with their, and you'd be picking. You go up on stage like 1:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, I don't think I performed before midnight for like 9 months. Ooh, I got the midnight spot.
Yeah.
There's going to be 4 drunks left instead of 3 at the bar.
Mike's never, I'm blessed to have what I have. But Mike, because, I'll take risks on shows. Yeah. Like I'll be like, okay, I got some new stuff I'm working on. I'm going to try and throw it in this middle.
Well, that's what you got to do if you're creating your own time. But also, like, you have to get comfortable with that as you get better because you don't want to, you'd rather not work for free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll squeeze one in 2 good bits. Yeah, try a new one in here, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing new exercises. Like I'm going to open with the new stuff on one show, close with the new stuff on another show, middle it on like another day. So I've been able to do that. But mics are tough because you don't have that. You have to turn off that part of your body, your mind that's like, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if it works or not.
Yeah.
You just know, like you said, comics don't laugh. They're writing in their little books. They're fucking going to get their one drink that they don't care.
Chicken fingers for the drink to get,
so they don't give a shit, man. And it's like kind of like, and then you're right. Like trying to write to impress comics doesn't translate to write for a crowd.
If you make the back of the room laugh, great. You'll be the comics comic, and you won't get any real work.
Yeah,
and it might be funny, but it's rare that like it. I feel like a truly great joke works for both. Like works for a regular audience and for comics.
Absolutely.
And a joke that makes comics laugh will probably fucking disturb normal people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, dude, I see your that's my your writing style is my writing style. Yeah. Like with the memes and like, that's kind of like how I adapted to New York. Like that's why when I started, when you and I met on Instagram, like I started writing my jokes for New York that way.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you only got 3 minutes. And they got to be short, they got to be punchy, and they got to get to the point. Yeah. So I started taking those premises and just shrinking them down into like 1 sentence, 2 sentences, like, and that's it. And that's how it. And then I started just putting them together on stage.
Yeah, because that's the thing about New York too. That like it's, I feel like the laughs per minute are just higher. It's like, why am I here?
Right.
Like it's like hurry up and make me laugh.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get like I feel like it's harder to get. A 6-minute bit with the release at the end. It's like they better be shit in the middle of this to make me laugh.
Dude, I hate when people go up on stage.
There's a lack of patience. Get to it.
Oh, it's New York, man. I hate when people go up on stage with a 6-minute set and they sit down.
My friend,
like, what the fuck are you doing?
They got a 5-minute guest spot and they bring a beer and take a sip of it. I'm like, bro, that's precious time.
The fucking back of the stage is right there. You walk there. What do you got to sit for? Are you tired? You're up there for 6 minutes. It drives me nuts, dude. Oh, I hate it. And I know some people do it. It's like a comfort thing, but fuck off.
Yeah, it's like you're not Big J Okerson. Leave that for him.
It's just I think and listen, I know that some people do it like I said, it's a comfort thing, but it comes across as so like lazy to me.
Yeah, I can see.
It's like a pet peeve thing.
Oh yeah, well there's certain things I don't like. Like I don't like. The way somebody holds a mic will fucking rattle my brain
when they hold it by the tip.
Oh, dude,
like this. They just hold
I love Andrew Schultz, great comic, but I hate the way he holds the mic.
I never noticed.
Oh, dude, he holds it. It's like floppy. He holds it by like the little end thing.
Oh
He snow cones it, and it's like, dude, you're gonna drop the. I'm worried he's gonna drop the mic.
It. Yeah.
Or the reverse when they hip hop the mic.
The whole the top of it.
Yeah, exactly. When you fucking Eliza Schlesinger that shit.
Yeah.
So it's normal there. No. There's one because he like snow cones it sometimes by the bottom.
I see.
I feel like he's gonna click the button and it's gonna fall off the top.
Yeah,
I still hate that grip though. When you're holding the XLR cable instead of the mic, you're gonna make something happen one of these days.
You know what? Now that we're talking about this, I don't even know how to hold it.
In Boston, I used to have to do that because sometimes it'd be fucking loose, and if you didn't fucking hold it tight, it would cut out on you.
Right.
So certain rooms, you'd have to do that shit.
That's the worst.
I watched someone who might be in that room right now get mad doing crowd work at someone talking too much shit and squeeze the mic hard enough that the cable fell out the bottom.
Yo, there's times twice to me that the mic broke when I was on stage, and I had to do the whole set without a mic. But you know what? It's probably the crowd's immediately on your side.
Yeah. Well, and it's also a small enough room where you can do that.
Yeah.
And you got a big enough voice. Like if you're too, I project without. I mean, fuck. I don't need a mic to talk.
No.
It's more of just like a tool.
It's a tool,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But it was, it was fun, and it's a new skill that everyone should have to go through that.
Yeah. Would you ever do the Matt Rife where you wear the fucking boy band?
No.
Ear mic?
Fucking no, dude. No, I'm like, we telling jokes here? Are we ordering fries? What the fuck are we doing, bro?
Am I working
that.
in and out, or am I at the fucking? I'm on
I
stage.
hate that shit, bro. That's so
Are we
cheeseball.
ordering fries?
Yeah, the headset.
Right?
A lot of guys, or the
Oh, the lav mics,
the lav mics. I mean, that's that. So
I get it if you're on a talk show.
it's more of a. It's more like when the mic went out and I had to do those. That's like more of like a performance. Like you really are like.
Yeah. It becomes like a theater play.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And it was. I kind of like felt like it was. This was kind of. It was kind of cool. If you didn't do well, it's not cool.
Yeah.
If you didn't do well, you're like, it's not you. It's the fucking mic broke, dude. It's not my fault. But it was fun. It was fun to experience that. Like, and that's happened a couple times to me.
But it also makes you realize, I feel like when that happens, like, oh, what do I usually do with my hands if I'm not?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because there's certain things I do with my hands with the microphone.
Yeah.
Or with a mic stand, or if there's a stool there.
Yeah.
Like the little things like, oh, let me move the stool back. Let me move the mic stand over here. Let me
Right.
leave the mic in the mic stand. Like when you're starting out, like, what's it like to do the whole set with the mic in the mic stand? I remember doing that.
Things that helped me out with that was my sales career
I bet.
and my sales career and my acting classes.
Okay. I was gonna say, is that what you were in sales before you got into comedy?
Yeah. I worked for Porsche for 7 years.
Selling Porsches.
Yeah, I did
To
their
now
commercials.
to now
Porsche.
selling fucking bringer shows at the
I know.
Grizzly
Who
Bear.
would have thought, bro?
What
at
a
that.
step up.
Unbelievable.
Were you selling Porsches in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That must have been a nice gig.
Yeah, dude. I did it for
I
a
can't
long
imagine
time.
as many Porsche fucking dealers in Buffalo. You might have been the only one.
They were the only one.
Oh,
There's one in
nice.
Buffalo, Rochester, New York, which is an hour
So you just
away,
sold cars to
Syracuse.
all the bills, huh?
Dude, not as many as you think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They
I
had
would have thought that's your main
So
fucking.
a lot of guys that came through. Well, we had Porsche, Land Rover, Volvo, and then acquired Jaguar after. So like it was all one building, but like there was only two of us in Porsche, and then one of the guys retired, and it was just me for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was like, you had your own clientele, so people would just. I mean, it became easy. We're just kind of like, people that bought cars from you 3 years before.
Time to get a new one. Call them
Time to
back
get a
up.
new-
Hey man.
and
that's
it was
just-
like you
yeah.
weren't even doing any work. You were just reordering the same thing in a different year.
Oh, what a sweetheart
I mean,
show.
don't get me wrong. There was times where people came in and they were like, one of the easiest sales I ever had. I was like sitting at my desk, like doing like all these orders, and this guy's like walking to the showroom, like just didn't even look like. I thought it was a tire kicker, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? The white 911 out there?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like the 2016 or whatever, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, okay, I want to get that car. And I was like, yeah, but I was like, you got to put a deposit down to test drive it. And he's like, no, I want to buy it.
Yeah,
and I'm
buy
like,
cash right now.
Okay. And in my head, like I'm going to like start I'm like, this is too easy. Like what's going on here? There's always some sort of, and it was the easiest sale I ever had. And that guy like didn't look like he had any money whatsoever, but you never know sometimes, bro.
I feel like doing belly to belly sales like that is good. Not just for comedy, just for life in general.
Absolutely, yeah.
It teaches you how to deal with people. How to because when you're selling, you're not really selling the car, you're selling yourself. I mean, they know the car is the fucking Porsche, right?
Yeah, man.
Just like comedy, like, yeah, you're gonna be funny, but like, do you like me? Do you want to buy it from me?
100%.
Right? I can buy a Porsche anywhere. Do you want to buy the Porsche I'm selling you?
Yeah, bro.
You can hear jokes anywhere. Do you want to hear the jokes I'm gonna tell you?
They tell you the same things in sales that you learn in comedy. I remember like going into sales, they're like, hey, listen, like you're talking to a couple. If the woman doesn't like you, that guy's not gonna buy a car from you.
Oh, they would tell you this kind of shit?
Because believe it or not, like it's not olden times anymore.
Yeah.
Like the female is so pivotal in the decision, especially a married couple.
Yeah.
That you better appeal to their interests and shit.
Yeah.
So
because the husband's not gonna want to hear her bullshit.
Yeah. Yo, I remember one time this guy said to me, like I was like talking to him, we were sitting at the table, his wife wasn't even there. And we were going through the whole sale, and I was like, all right, so this is what it comes down to, bottom line, boom. He loved the car. He's like, all right, man. He's like, all right, I'm just going to go home and run it by my wife, and I'll give you a call later. I go, well, what if she says no?
You just
And he goes, I don't think she's going to say no. I was like, well, why you got to ask her then? He's like, you know what? You're right. Let's fucking do it.
He came back 2 days later, returned the car.
Yeah. I hope he sees this podcast. He's like, bro, it's been a living nightmare.
Yeah, they got divorced
Ever
over that
since.
car. Now she owns the car and he's paying her alimony.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, it's the same thing in comedy though. Think about it. You go on stage, right? And I'm not like newer people that come in and stuff like that. I kind of like to like let them know the things that no one told me, you know? And it's I always see like you gotta kind of like tailor, like always be yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But like, always be yourself. But if it doesn't go well, it's good to know why.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not always you. It could just be, there's so many different factors. Like if you go up there and you're talking like, you're brash, you're upfront, you're in your face. It doesn't mean that's not funny or it's not good, but sometimes it could be like, all right, you got all the guys laughing, but if it's like a heavy couple crowd, they might feel
attacked
or less inclined to laugh because they're with their significant other and they might get shit after the show.
Yeah.
So that's not you. That's just kind of like a crowd thing. So it's like, it's good to know that stuff though. Same as sales, bro.
Dude, I learned something from me early on. And I was like, when I started going on the road with Jeff, I just talked too fast. The people in the South were like, what? He's way too fast.
Right.
Like, it's like, oh, you guys don't talk this fast down here? Like, no, man. Fucking. So you just got to slow it down. Something simple like that you wouldn't think. It wasn't that it wasn't funny. It's like, holy shit, that was quick. I'm like stepping on my laughter with the next bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that when other comics do that too. They step on their bits.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, just take a half a second and let them laugh.
So you've been in LA 24 hours. What have you got to do so far? Just fucking
no
drugs, just up?
No drugs, just
bits?
up. I got in yesterday at 6, and then so I lived here in 2009,
right.
and
you came back for Pride, being a gay man.
Yeah, thrilled to be back.
Right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Where you're like, San Francisco's too cliche for Pride Week. Let's go to LA.
Let's go down to LA and pretend I'm gay to everybody. Yeah.
Oh, you make some money doing that. You're a good-looking guy. You make some bread, son. You live for free for the week.
Met up with a buddy that I haven't seen, dude, like friend of mine for like 15 plus years, man. When I lived here, we used to work together, and he had we went over to his buddy's house in Marina Del Rey to watch the fights, and then we went to this place in Venice, just hung out there, and then by the time I realized that I'm 3 hours, it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, dude, I'm exhausted. Grabbed some In-N-Out, went back to the hotel. And then my buddy came back from his spot. We were talking all night. We was like, realized that I'm like, yo, it's 4 a.m. right now. I'm like, I got up 24 hours ago to come here. I'm like, we got to go to sleep.
What brought you here to begin with when your first 18-month stretch?
When I first moved here?
Yeah.
When I was right out of high school.
That's when you came out here?
In 99, I was going to come to college here.
Okay.
And I didn't. I took a year off. Which is the dumbest fucking thing. First of all, college.
Well, no, it's not
college
dumb.
is the dumbest fucking thing.
It's not dumb
ever.
unless you went back to college.
Yeah,
then that's fucking.
So I went back to
taking a year off and then making it a lifetime off.
Exactly. I went to community college afterwards.
Smart. There you go, saving money. Because look, you're using it so well.
Right. It's hilarious. Yeah. And then so I just came out here because I wanted to always be out here. I had an older sister, half sister, who lived out here for a while. And she's like, oh, yeah, LA's this. And I just remember coming out here to visit with family one time and always wanted to be out here. And I came out and just lived the lifestyle. Okay. Bartended down
How
on the
old
pier.
Are you?
I was 26.
Okay, 26 to 27. That's a good
26.
Good spot.
Yeah, I bartended on Hermosa at Sharky's. I worked in Westwood. I worked in Culver City. I lived in Westwood and Hermosa and Manhattan Beach.
Nice.
Dude, killer. Everyone's like, dude, did you love it? I was like, fuck yeah, I loved it, dude.
The most of it. Right?
I'm like, yeah. They're like, why wouldn't you move back? I was like, because I would never be able to replicate that situation.
Yeah, you're not going to be 26 with no responsibility.
I was so spoiled at that age, bro, and just fucking party, making so much money and spending it all on just booze, pussy, and drugs. That's it.
The life.
This is life. Yeah. It was life.
That's the thing about LA. People are like, oh, go live your dreams. Like, no, man, this is where fucking nightmares happen. Most people are failed. Take an Uber ride. Everyone's a director or a producer or this or that. Yeah. I drove for Uber out here for a little bit right after the pandemic because money was tight.
Yep.
It's fucking it's like any other place. It's like it is what you make it. Yeah. And a lot of people think like, oh, it's gonna happen for me. It's like, bro, not every fucking lottery ticket comes in. You just gotta work hard and keep fucking plowing through.
Bro, and it's all the other thing too, man, is like there's this like I see this a lot. I gotta remind myself of it. Not everybody's journey's different, dude. And there's no time frame in this shit. Like there's enough pieces of the pie, and things will have like. Oh, like I look back and I'm like, dude, I've done a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of cool shit that I'm gonna do still.
Yeah.
It's like you have this expectation is the killer of success. Like
For
you have
sure.
you create this massive expectation in your mind, and it's like then if it doesn't meet those expectations, it's a letdown.
Yeah.
It's no way to live.
Yeah.
You know, like just if you kind of just like enjoy the ride, like you obviously coast through, you gotta put some work in and hustle. It's like
But you have to appreciate the moments that you do have. I mean, it's true. Like, dude, I started comedy when I was 33, fucking way older than most people.
Yeah.
And I left a career that had nothing to do with this. I was a
Yeah.
fucking numbers guy. You know,
Right.
it was something completely different. And it's like, oh, you know, am I going to make it? What's this? What's that? You know, this person made it at this age. I got to do it at that age. It's like, well, I'm going to do it when it's my time.
Sure.
And I want to enjoy it while I'm doing it.
Why not?
And a buddy of mine, you know, pulled me aside when I first started out in Boston. He's like, hey, man, are you still having fucking fun doing this? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, hang on to that. Because that's what's going to get you through
Yeah.
all the rest of this. You'll find success if you still like doing the day-to-day stuff that's involved with this. And
Exactly.
I still do.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's still an exciting thing for me. But that you're right. You know, fucking expectation kills success. Comparison is a thief of joy.
Yep.
You just have to do what makes you happy while it's making you happy. And then something good might come of it.
Sure.
Because that's the thing, dude. If I never tell another joke again, man, the amount of friends I made, the amount of things I've experienced over the
people.
last 7 years I've been doing this, how the fuck? Who the fuck knows what's going to come from that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you
there's
never
no
know.
way to quantify, you know, doing something that you're passionate about, and that you give your effort towards. There's no way to quantify the positive results of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like going to the gym. Like you go to the gym once, you're like, oh, big fucking whoop. But you go every day, something's going to come from this.
No
you know,
doubt.
like
Yeah.
eventually it's going to catch up.
Yeah, I think, and the like you said, starting this whole talk about it is like going out to some place, like taking that leap. Like if you dive into a pool, like swimming to the other end of it, like that's the time, right?
Yeah.
Like that other end of, and that's another thing too. It's like people don't realize, like I've been asked this question a couple times. It's like, yo, like what's your goal? Like, you know, what's your final goal? And it's like, yo, to be honest with you, like I'm enjoying what I'm doing with my life. Like I live in New York City, like one of the greatest cities in the world. I travel to Los Angeles, do cool things like this, like making people laugh, getting paid for it, whatever angle I get paid for it, like whether it's a show running spot or selling tickets or percentage of the income, like all that stuff is from what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
Like the skies, I don't see the limit of that. Like so many things can come from this industry that I don't know what the final goal is. I just want to keep doing this stuff
And then see
what comes
next.
from it. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm happy in the middle of doing
Right.
it.
Like I'm living what I prayed for 5 years ago.
Dude, I think about that, and I check myself with that, because sometimes I'll be like, oh man, you know, I want this next. Why am I not doing this next? And I'm like, wait a minute. I rewind 5 years. I'm like, 5 years ago, I never thought
You'd do
I'd be
this.
fucking featuring at Gotham Comedy Club. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
Right.
I fucking did. They passed me. Right. I never thought I'd be doing 40 weekends of the year on the road.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Like, it's
Right.
like, how fucking ungrateful
Traveling-
am I? I got to check my, like, how ungrateful am I that, like, I want more and I'm living the dream
That's a good
I
thing,
had
though.
when I started now.
That's
and I'm
a good
taking it for
thing, though.
granted, you know, kind of thing.
Because then that's good. That's called like complacency is the killer
Yeah.
of growth. So like, yeah, that's something that I remind myself.
Yeah, but it's
all the
reflecting
time.
on it. It's like you know, like don't be so ungrateful. Like, yeah, you should strive for more, but take a step back and realize, like, oh, you've done things you never thought you would be able to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. Look at fucking where I came from too, man. I was like, dude, back in the day when I was fucking rock bottom, being like, what am I gonna
Can't
do
even
with my
imagine
life?
that,
Yeah, it's like shit.
Yeah.
Do
So,
all that cool stuff.
Do you have like a rock bottom moment?
Yeah.
There was like a day, because I was curious about that. Like people are like, oh, my rock bottom was like, is it a moment in time, or is it like you realize that was my rock bottom, or like were you in the rock bottom like this is fucking as dark as it's gonna get?
I remember my rock bottom moment, and then I remember some random guy that I never knew in my life's rock bottom moment when I was at a red light and he was driving by me on the highway on a moped. I'm like, that,
On a Razor scooter?
I'm like, everyone's rock bottom is different. That guy's not doing well.
My rock bottom is pretty way better than his.
Yeah, mine was.
You look down, your rock bottom knows it is.
Mine was smoking heroin in a mirror.
Oh,
And
really?
this guy- this is
they
the
tell
guy-
you not to eat mushrooms and look in the mirror, and you're smoking heroin looking in the mirror.
I was in my bathroom and I had it like in a foil thing, and I remember the guy that
freebasing
gave
it?
it to me, and he was like, "Yeah," he's like, "If you smoke it, you could snort it." And I tried smoking it first, and I was like, it didn't like. I remember like doing it, and like it just didn't like. It didn't get a big enough hit off of it, and I was annoyed. And I like remember just like, oh, and I was like looking in the mirror. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, bro? That was it for me. Like that right there was
Was
like
it home in a bar somewhere?
home.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. Like,
You're
I
alone.
can't.
You're like, this is dark.
You talk about like, so that's what I would do. I would like sit home. I would like, snort opiates and I would play video games. I'm like, I don't even really like. Granted, I'm 43 years old. Like, some people still play video games, but video games to me still have that.
That loser connotation
to that part of my life.
Okay.
So like, because that's what I would stay in. I would just use and just waste time doing that shit. But that was kind of like the moment where I was like, yeah, this isn't for me no more.
Okay.
That's how I felt. I was like, this is not what you were supposed to be doing. Right. So that was, I guess, my rock bottom moment.
Do you think you'll stay in New York?
Dude, I love New York, man. I love New York. It's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong.
You've been there for a grip now.
Yeah, I love coming out to LA, and I love, because, you know, catching up with people and like just like living here, knowing things and shit like that, where everything is. And, you know, so I love, LA's got a special place in my heart too, but New York's like, for comedy, you've been there, you're from there.
The best for stage time.
You could do 5 spots a night, no problem.
5, you can do fucking 10, dude. From 3 p.m. till 3 a.m. you can do a spot every hour.
If
you wanted to.
If you wanted to.
If you really wanted to.
If you plan it right.
Yeah. If you put it all together, you can do that.
Here it's tougher.
Oh yeah, dude. You do 2 shows a night here, you're a hero.
Right.
You're going from fucking El Segundo to North Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then by then it's 2 a.m. and it's fucking over.
2 Saturdays ago, I had I did the 6 o'clock at the Pear, did the 8. Someone came over from the shop and they're like, hey, can you come do this spot real quick? And I was like, sure. And I ran over there to do it. Did a spot over there for their 8, and then I came back and I was working the door for the 10, and then someone from Greenwich was like, can you come do 15 here real quick? Went to Greenwich, came back and I did that 10, and then the midnight. That was like 5 spots in one night.
There you go.
And I was like, but I'll tell you, like, that's what, 2 hours total maybe of work?
Yeah.
And I was exhausted.
Oh, dude.
Because you're up here, and then you're okay, that was fun. You're up here, and you're like, okay, and then you bring yourself down, and then like at the end,
and you might do the same 15 minutes, and it might kill, bomb, kill, bomb, kill, bomb. You're like, what the fuck? Just like, am I crazy, or are the crowd stupid? Like, what's going on here?
I think out of those 5 sets, I was like, you know, we were talking earlier. Like, I was like, I'm gonna try some new stuff and open with this and do that. I did that throughout the whole night, and I was like, all right, that all went pretty well. Yeah. I'm like, where's the Valley? Next week.
Yeah.
And then
it's
next
gonna work
week,
every time.
Yeah. And then next week I was like, these crowds suck, dude. Like, what the fuck is their problem?
Dude, I will say that though, man. Like, people are like, oh, you can never blame the crowd. No, you can only control yourself, but there are bad crowds. I mean, some of them are just weird or uptight. Like, dude, I'm sure you've done it. Like, you do the Friday early show at a Helium, and they're just tired. Yeah. You know, or then you do the Saturday late show, and they're drunk. You know, it's just sometimes the energy isn't right.
Or they're just pieces of shit.
Yeah, the shitty people.
I've noticed this lately where it's like you get these guys. Like, I think the killer of what we're seeing right now is like everything is reels, everything all because comedy never used to be like that. Even like when I started in 2007, like there wasn't reels, there wasn't videos, like there was YouTube, but like people weren't putting their shit up on YouTube much. No. Now what it is like everyone wants to be part of the show, and they like all these reels that we're sending
the
out.
Fucking Matt Rife show, and they're supposed to talk to
like you and Jeff, and like you guys are like putting all these things out. Like, I mean, I put some stuff out too, but they're like, I want to say something, I want to be in a reel, or I want to, you know, I saw that like you heckle back, and like people buy tickets at the door, like, can you heckle my boy? I'm like, yo, this isn't this isn't a fucking
you guys aren't. This is not a private. It's a fucking corporate where you pay private to roast him in his
80
birthday.
Other people in here, bro. That they're not here for you, you know. So that's, I think, what we're dealing with a lot. And I think when that happens, when you get that energy in there, it's you get more like they're more rowdy. Yeah. And you kind of got to bring them down. That's why you got to have a good host.
For sure. Well, especially that's a big thing in New York, man.
Yeah.
The host spot in New York is like they pay extra for the host spot
they
because
do.
It's different in New York than every other city I've ever been to.
Yeah.
You know, I know that for a fact. Like usually, you know, like in the host in New York, I feel like there's a lot more crowd work and like gets all their shit out. Yeah. It's like, all right, you guys can talk to me in between the acts, but when they're on stage, they're doing their thing.
That's how it should be.
Whereas, you know, hosts on the road are just launch into their material. Yeah. Like, they don't fucking say boo to the crowd, you know?
Yeah. And when I started in Buffalo, you start hosting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how you started in Boston. Yeah. You go from open micing to hosting.
Yep. Hosting
to
to featuring to house comic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the host is the toughest. toughest
yeah,
gig.
dude, I fucking, I like skipped it, and then when I moved out here, I started hosting for Stand Up New York. Started doing shows out here during the pandemic.
Oh, all right.
And I was like, I skipped that. I skipped that step. I gotta put that in my.
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
gotta put that arrow in my quiver. So I agreed to host shows for 2 years out here. So
Yeah.
because I don't want to be fucking weak going back to New York with this bullshit. And
Yeah, hosting
deal with the
sucks.
crowd.
I mean, I do it sometimes, but it's tough, man. There's some of these guys got like nailed.
Oh, dude, yeah. My buddy Chase. I don't know what it is about him, but he like it's his thing. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll host the shit out of that. I'm like,
Chase?
Chase Abel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I met Chase.
Yeah.
Yes,
I've always joked about him. I was like, if he's going into his written material, he's having a tough night.
Yeah,
Like he does better. He does better when he's just talking to the crowd.
Yep.
He's got that Magic Johnson's fucking glint in his smile. I don't
Yep.
get it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
That's
You know,
good.
crowds usually see me and they fucking hate me. Like, why is the bouncer on stage? Like,
This guy just checked my ID.
yeah, the fucking door guy's doing a set. What's he doing out here?
I get that too.
Oh yeah, well, this is your bargain.
Yeah,
You fucking
yeah.
calling him in.
Yeah, they're like, why? What is this guy doing? Like, what did we get roped into?
Trust me, when this body shows up to do photography, the people look at me like, "You're going on stage, right?"
He's got comedian's body.
It's like
the
the black
headliner.
guy at the gym who showed
No,
up to
no, no.
swim and not play basketball.
That's why I tell people when I'm selling tickets and a homeless guy walks by, I'm like, that's the headliner right there. That's what you're paying for. This guy right here. That guy just pissed on your shoe.
Yeah. Trash Can Willie's gonna crush it tonight. Dude, he's got 45 minutes of killer shit. Don't worry.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's get into a little news.
Let's do it.
Yeah. This is my favorite news story of the week. I don't know if you heard about this, Mikey. North Korea sent hundreds of balloons carrying poop into South Korea, responding to activists who had earlier sent anti-regime leaflets and K-pop into North Korea.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So North Korea has been sending balloons carrying propaganda and bags full of shit into South Korea.
I'll tell you, man, this is how things should be handled from now on. I feel like any war, I think if you want to end the war in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia, you should just go to the Russian embassy in Munich.
Just use fucking 7th grade tactics to end war.
Yeah. Yeah, like, hey, listen, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give you a swirly. And then we're going to get this this going.
The Israeli Defense Forces should just do your mama jokes to Hamas until they surrender.
Yeah. Let's give Vladimir Putin a wedgie. And then we'll everything and then we'll just we'll pinky swear that this will never happen
we'll
again.
pinky swear. We'll sign a binding resolution and pinky swear on it.
Dude, that's wild,
Bags
man.
of shit, dude. They have fucking nuclear missiles in North Korea, and they sent poop balloons. Over.
Hey, bro.
That's the kind of shit you do to like your fucking neighbor whose dog keeps shitting in your yard.
Yeah.
You, like throw the shit over the fence,
Bro,
You know?
shit is the way to go, I would say. Do you remember that story back? And this was like back when I lived in LA. It's like 2009. Remember the boy in the
Yes,
that floated.
Yes, the fake. You'll find it. Mike is gonna find it right
look
away.
that up.
The
That was
fake
back
balloon
in
boy.
2000. The fake balloon boy.
Yeah, dude. That was like the first thing that went viral before the fucking
Yes.
internet was popping. Yeah.
Dude, I remember getting in trouble.
Oh, that's right. He went to jail.
He went to jail for it was a 2009 hoax, and I remember seeing the picture of it, and I commented that was Michael Jackson ordering takeout from heaven.
That's a great bit, dude. That's a great bit, dude.
Yo, people, because that was right when Michael Jackson died,
Yeah.
and people were pissed.
Look at that balloon.
Yes, that was him.
Looks
Damn,
like a
dude.
looks like a psychedelic mushroom.
Yeah.
Surprised some fucking person didn't eat it.
That's so funny, dude.
I wonder where the balloon boy is now. I gotta get him on the podcast. What's his name? Elian Gonzalez? What the fuck?
Bro, I remember
Remember
that
him?
guy. Yeah. I saw someone do a joke about the kid's got more fathers than Elian Gonzalez.
Where is that? Larimer County? Jim Aberdeen.
Was that California?
Colorado.
But this was like fucking everywhere, dude. It was
Dude,
a
I remember.
major news story,
yeah,
son.
Yeah. Damn.
I wonder. Yeah, I always wonder what happened to these kids. Where's Alien Gonzalez? Where's the balloon boy? You know, like they weren't the person in the middle of it. They were like they were the name in the story, but they weren't the protagonist.
The
You know,
kid's name was Falcon. He was always destined for
Falcon
Yeah.
Sheen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He looks-
Yeah, I bet he's on fucking Columbia's campus protesting a war right now. With a name like Falcon.
Yeah, kid, yeah.
He doesn't even know what war he's protesting. He's protesting it.
His head's bigger than the fucking balloon. You see that kid's fucking melon?
That kid's an
Jesus.
ugly fucking kid.
Right? There he is, 10 years later.
Oh wow, they got him.
Revisited.
He looks like Paulie D, son.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's Paulie D.
God,
dude.
bro, that's Paulie F.
It's fucking Ecuadorian Paulie D.
Yeah, kids.
Ecuadorian Paulie D.
Kid's hairline's receding fast, and that balloon was rising. Damn.
He has got a big fucking noggin, son. Giant ass head.
I love how they're like revisiting it. They're like, "What the fuck were you thinking?"
Well, it wasn't. It was his dad.
Was his dad that did that?
Yeah, his
hoax?
dad was the one who did. He was like 6-year-old boy. He didn't do shit about it. Oh, now he's headbanging. This is what he. My God,
Jesus.
He's still trying to capitalize on it. That's what's going on, son.
Yeah, that's his name. That's the name of his band, Balloon Boy.
Balloon Boy Revisited. Yeah, their album hit the top 5 million on fucking on Billboard. Listen to this, bro. Bad news for black guys in China for all 3 of them.
There's black guys in China?
Well, I mean,
3 of them.
there's a couple former NBA.
All 3 of them.
There's a couple former NBA players out there. You know, China plays big money for them. Stephon Marbury went out there, made $1 billion. But China to ban wealth flaunting behavior on social media. Online influencers known for flaunting their luxurious lifestyles are vanishing from Chinese social media amid a government crackdown on conspicuous displays of wealth. China's Cyberspace Administration announced a campaign targeting influencers who, quote, promote a wealth-flaunting persona to attract followers. This crackdown comes as China faces an economic slowdown with the middle class and young people particularly affected. Bro, they're getting rid of flossing on Chinese social media.
Flossing?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know, I mean, that's how you know, like, this fucking... Everyone's like, this country is the most racist country in the world. It's like, dude, go to China.
Yeah.
Go to anywhere else but America
Anywhere
and see
else
how
but
they treat
America.
racism. They fucking,
Well-
they clearly just don't like anything in China.
Well, they're all going to come here and we'll open more hand job shops. Dude,
More rub and tugs.
I'm telling you, bro. People, I'm not joking. Like everyone at the gym I belong to was talking about. I got this massage because everyone's like, you know, got a good massage, like whatever. I'm like every place I've gone to, they get pissed if you don't want to get jerked off.
Oh, dude, out
You
here,
have to tell-
I don't get a massage out here.
I tell every time I go, I'm like, no, it's they always no, I'm good. It's like I feel like a guy sitting at a bar that just orders water.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? And there's
You're the guy at the strip joint that's not paying for any dances.
Yeah,
Like, get the
dude.
fuck
It's
out of
like,
here, bro.
I'm
Like,
just here for the massage, and you're 80. What are you doing here?
yeah, your liver spotted hand on my dick. Get out of
dude,
here
you
with
should
that.
be making iPhones or something. Oh no, you're not 13.
Way too old. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have smaller fingers for those small parts.
Seriously, dude.
Yeah, dude. In China, they fucking like their version of TikTok doesn't for kids under 18. It just shows like math problems and shit.
Oh,
I swear to God, look it up, bro. They fucking like
What's their TikTok called?
they don't have it. They realize it's poisoning children, so they just got rid of it. They sent it to America.
Yeah, that's ours.
But look, no, their social media, they put like educational lessons. They get like 1 hour a day of like random stuff, and the rest of it is fucking educational. Only there you go. Only allows educational content to be posted on Douyin, which is their version of fucking.
Damn, that website showed up green as hell. You were just in the dark web.
No, dude, he was in fuck.
That was Reddit, but a weird.
No,
place.
he was in Chinese. He was
That
on
was a weird
He was on the
place.
Chinese Communist Party's homepage.
Fucking screen glitches. Damn.
That's crazy, son. That's
China's
how you know it's
TikTok.
bad. Yeah, dude. What do you think about that TikTok ban? You think it's a fucking problem? You think we shouldn't be doing it?
I don't
And
know.
the thing about the TikTok ban, they call it a ban. All it's really saying is that they have to sell to a non-Chinese company. They have to sell TikTok to a non-Chinese company, and then it could be fine.
I hate to say this, man, but I am so out of touch with like all that bullshit.
So am I, dude. I stopped at Instagram. I'm old as fuck. So.
And it's you know, like I have TikTok and like I scroll through and like, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, I've learned a lot of shit on TikTok. Like just like learn shit. Like,
Okay.
oh shit, like I've never, like, you know, those accounts that you come through and you're like, yeah. Here's something I learned in my 30s, that fucking guy. And I'm like, shit, like I, you know, how to, you know, prep things a certain way. So it's like, I mean, I guess it's cool for that, but like all that other stuff, like with your data and everyone's like, yo, your data is shared so much.
The horse has left the barn on that.
The horse left the barn, exactly. Like you're like, I saw somebody post something. He's, you know, I never really express my political views. I don't care who you vote
it's not
for.
funny.
Or whatever. It's not funny. Yeah. And it's like I see someone posting something about like, oh, your this and you know your data is shared. I'm like, yo, everything that you're posting about right now on Facebook is completely making you the biggest hypocrite ever.
Of course.
Because they're gathering your data here. They're gathering your data on your cell phone. The girl that you talk to is a blabbering bitch telling everybody on the streets everything. So unless you live in the woods in some remote area, bro, you know, there's cameras on every corner.
Well, think about it. Like less than 10 years ago, fucking Edward Snowden, they were like, oh my God, can you believe the government's spying on the American people? And then a year later, we're all willingly giving our information to TikTok and Instagram for free.
For free.
It's like you were mad when the government was taking it. Now you're not mad that Mark Zuckerberg's taking the shit? Like,
yo, you remember those tests?
You fucking asshole.
Remember those tests on fucking
The
Facebook?
quizzes,
The quizzes, yeah. What kind of, if you were a fruit, what kind of fruit would you be? And you're like, oh shit, I'm fucking orange. And it's like now they just know.
They scraped your whole phone data. Yeah.
They just came in and fucked your mother and you're at your house. That's what happened. Dude. Thanks, you're an orange.
Yeah, or I remember it was like 5 or 6 years ago when they were doing like when that AI app came out and they were like, oh, this is what you look like if you were older. Oh, yeah. They stole all your photos when you did that.
Exactly, dude. Yep.
And literally everyone on the internet is like, this is what I look like if I'm 70.
Do you ever get those random texts from hey, it's Sarah, I'm at the airport. I'm like,
I'll respond back. I was like, yo, man, hey, Sarah, I'll come pick you up, but you have only $25.
I don't send, I send
a picture.
I'll
respond back.
I just send a picture of my asshole. Green Ultima.
I get them all the time. Like, yeah, man, loan me money. So I was just asking him for money.
But all that stuff is data leaks.
Of course.
Yeah, that's all that is, bro. And it's like everyone's like, oh, I got to protect my information. Like, we're so beyond that right now. The horse has left the barn.
For sure.
Best way to put it, man.
For sure. Here's the last one. This is interesting. A furious groom discovers his new bride is a man who scammed him into marriage.
Wow.
An Indonesian groom discovered his wife is actually a man who tricked him into marrying in a wild scam for money. The 26-year-old husband, identified in a local news report, wed his girlfriend of more than a year in April, only to find out the bride was really a groom less than 2 weeks after their wedding day. It's like, bro, he didn't try to fuck her the night of or for the year before? Man, crazy, son.
If you got those problems... you just give up, dude. Like,
dude,
you're dating somebody you don't know that they're like. I have a problem of like deciding what restaurant I want to take somebody that I want. You know what I'm saying? It's like she seems cool, but I don't know if I want to be seen with her at this restaurant. It's like, yeah, you got to that point where you're like, I didn't know she was a guy. It's like, dude, come on.
But this guy tried to marry him for a divorce settlement, and it's like, I'm pretty sure. Once he finds out you're a man and goes to court, whatever settlement you thought you're going to get is going to be fucking zero.
Right? Yeah, you're fucked.
Right? I mean, there's a contract in this.
Especially in some of those like Southern Pacific countries.
Yeah, Indonesia's a Muslim country.
No.
She might.
What was that? What country was that?
Indonesia.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, if it was Malaysia is very, very Muslim. They'd have hung the fucking bride in Malaysia.
Or they would just send them up in one of their planes. Never to be found.
Yeah, disappear him. Give him the old right there, Fred.
Yeah.
It's a real transatlantic flight.
Although that's actually something interesting I heard about, I think it's in Iran, that a lot of gay men will get sex changes because a sex change is legal in Iran. And if you get a sex change, you're now a woman, so you can fuck another man. How crazy is that to get a sex change just so you can have gay sex?
This world is fucked up.
Right, isn't it?
Yeah, just when we're
right.
thinking
we think we got problems.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
Yeah, we got fucking problems over here. Bullshit, dude.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know, man. People take it for granted. Like, look, this country isn't perfect, but I mean, they're not kicking down the door arresting me for this podcast.
No.
And they should have a long time ago.
Yeah. I know people that have gone and lived over in different countries, and they come back here and like, we don't realize how good we have it here.
Oh my God.
That's the thing. You go live in like a socialist country for a little while, you check it, and then you come back here and you're like,
yeah. Or even you go to like a failed democracy. Like I spent 3 weeks in Colombia, and I was like, this is gorgeous. And they're like, no, dude.
Yeah.
The power goes out. The reason it stays on in your hotel is because there's a generator, and you guys are paying for it.
Exactly.
Like we got to bribe the police, so they're gonna fucking rob us.
Yeah. And nothing's
what,
perfect.
Dude? Yeah.
People don't realize what freedom is until it's not there.
Until it's gone.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you go to the Trump trials? Were you a big?
No, man. I just like
I
said,
who cares about this stuff?
I don't even pay attention, bro. Like I know what's going on. I've heard of it, but it's like, I think it was like for me, like during the pandemic when no one was doing shit, and that's all that was being. I mean, that's a perfect example of media. Everything was just poured in your face, and like it was poured in your face, like for the way that they wanted you to see it. And I remember being depressed
Yeah.
I wasn't depressed about the vaccine or the disease or anything like that. I was just like depressed about like all this news that I was consuming. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore.
It doesn't make you happy.
It doesn't make
it doesn't
nothing,
do anything for you.
And granted, I know like there's important social issues and all that stuff, but it's like, what is it? What do they say? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And fine, I'm ignorant. Yeah. Like I know like if I'm a good person and I like handle my affairs like to the best of my ability, like I'm contributing to society.
Well, that's all you can really do is like if you were bettering your life and the life of those around you, if we all did that, it would. Yeah. Everything would be fixed.
Right.
But instead of fucking sticking your nose in, you know what they should do over there?
Yeah.
Fucking worry about what you're doing over here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this movement of people that like are like, you know, these social justice warriors. And it's like, are you really like, you care more about the social participation in it than you do the cause.
Of course. They want to look good.
They want to look good.
Everyone's we should do something about homelessness.
It's almost
what are you doing about it? Nothing. Then shut the fuck up.
Because you put a post on Facebook or you like went to a march. Like good, you want to be seen at that march. You want to be seen handing the homeless guy $1. You want to be seen, walking on the parade with your LGBTQ friends. Like you're not like, I'm not saying that everyone's like this, but you know what I'm saying. There's more of people.
They want
like
the social credit and none of the responsibility.
Exactly. Just be a good person, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
And that's true about the pandemic. I think we're still all suffering from a collective malaise.
Yeah.
From that 2 years, I agree. It fucking broke this country, and it's. I'm hoping it fucking starts to right itself. I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing my part by telling dick jokes on the internet, man. Keeping it light. You know what I'm saying? Fucking making fun of everything I can.
Yeah.
So today I fucking posted a joke about fucking Pride Month. I mean, it's a Proud Boys joke.
But it doesn't mean that you don't support people that way. It's like, dude, that's what comedy's about, man.
Yeah,
like
just poking fun at shit.
Poking fun, and I think I see it, especially in New York, starting to turn a little bit back towards that way.
It is,
and it's refreshing because it makes. I think maybe for a while there, like you get caught up in that, like. Censorship.
Yeah, I don't think you ever got caught up in that though, because I feel like you started your own little thing. So like, the pair felt like a fucking free for all the whole time.
Yeah, I think a little like I don't want to say I got caught up in it, but I mean I was a little hesitant at times to like push topics.
Okay.
And now,
did you ever not book somebody because you were worried about?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
because it's like I've gotten shit for that. Like, oh, you're on a lineup with him. How could you do that? I'm like, because I'm working. I'm an independent contractor. I don't know who the fuck else they're booking.
Bro, that's gone.
I've told people that. I'm like, how could you work with him? And I'm like, because they paid me fucking money to do the spot. I don't know the guy. I'm just doing my fucking spot. And it's crazy.
Bro, that shit's been going on.
Guilty by association. It's like, what? I was like, what the fuck? Like
that happened to Andrew Dice Clay back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on Saturday Night Live. Sinead O'Connor decided to not do her spot because he was on it. And it's like, dude, this like if you look back on that, you laugh.
Yeah.
Because you're like, he's not a bad person.
No.
He was just telling jokes.
Yeah. And also, that's a complete character. That's not who.
Yeah,
his name is Andrew Silverstein. He's not
and that persona, like he adopted that persona because he was doing late night spots at the Comedy Store, and like that's the only, and he did it as like a joke one time, and like that stuck in that.
The Colbert Show isn't Stephen Colbert, like I'm saying, like fucking figure it out, man. Satire.
And I think like that stuff is carried on like for so long, but now I think it's
breaking.
It's
the spell's
so
breaking.
Amplified, but I think it's like finally I think people are sick of that shit, man. Like. You got to be like and that goes back to the audiences, man. You hear people like saying you can't say that. It's like fuck you, bitch.
I just did.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You're not here at gunpoint.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, get the fuck out.
It's like this isn't a rally.
You're not running for mayor.
Right. We're not. Yeah. This isn't a town hall meeting. Shut the fuck up.
For sure, dude. All right, where can the people find you, buddy?
You know me on Instagram, Brandon Trusso. I use that a lot. Facebook is growing a little bit. Brandon Trusso. I keep it the same. Brandon Trusso on Facebook, Brandon Trusso on Instagram, Brandon Trusso TikTok, and Twitter.
At Brandon Trusso. If you're in New York, go to the Grizzly Pair. I'm telling you, the fucking one of the hottest rooms in the city.
Yeah,
dude. Glad I finally got you on.
Oh, great! It's a great studio.
Thanks for
great
coming
time,
on, man. Obviously, you can follow the podcast at Ready Set Blow Podcast. Follow me at Randy Valerio. Rate, review, subscribe. All the shit I should say at the beginning, but I leave it to the end. You know what to do, guys. We love you. Peace.
Thank you.